God has an urgent message for you right now. Someone started something against you just 20 minutes ago, and this isn't just a feeling, it's a divine alert about spiritual warfare directed at your life. You're receiving this warning at the exact moment when you need spiritual protection the most. This person has begun sending negative energy, jealousy, or harmful intentions your way, but God saw it happen and is giving you advance notice. This message comes with divine love to help you. Defend yourself spiritually. The timing of you hearing these words right now is not an accident. It's God's perfect protection plan unfolding for you. As you hear these words, know that God sees the spiritual attack being launched against you in this very moment. It's normal to feel unsettled or sense that something is wrong today, and now you know why. Someone has targeted you with negative intentions. This 20-minute window is crucial, because spiritual attacks are strongest when you don't know they're happening. You're receiving this divine warning because there's still time to build your spiritual defenses before this attack gains more power. Even when you can't see who started this or why, trust that this message is your spiritual advantage. Knowing about this invisible warfare gives you the power to protect yourself. This warning isn't meant to frighten you, but to empower you, turning you from an unaware target into a spiritually protected warrior of light. As you think about the last 20 minutes, pay attention to any sudden changes in how you've been feeling. Just like smoke reveals a hidden fire, these spiritual attacks show themselves through unexplained symptoms in your body and mind. You might have experienced sudden tiredness, even though you weren't doing anything exhausting, unexpected anxiety about things that usually don't bother you, or negative thoughts that seem to come from nowhere. Some people feel a heavy weight on their chest, get sudden headaches, or notice their mood dropping for no clear reason. Just like a security alarm warns you of intruders, your body and spirit are alerting you to this spiritual intrusion. These aren't random health issues. They're signs that someone has sent harmful energy your way. This recognition is your first line of defense, because once you understand what's happening, you can activate your spiritual shield through prayer and awareness. Knowledge transforms you from victim to victor in this spiritual battle. This attack against you is more than just someone thinking negative thoughts. It's a spiritual checkpoint that reveals the unseen battle between light and darkness in your life. God is calling you to find your inner warrior and face this invisible opposition with divine courage. The timing of this revelation shows you're living under divine protection, receiving exactly the guidance you need when you need it most. Spiritual battles like this one aren't accidents. They're opportunities for you to grow stronger in your faith and more aware of the spiritual realm around you. Every attack that comes against you becomes training that develops your spiritual muscles and increases your connection to God's power. When someone sends negative energy your way, they're actually giving you a chance to discover just how protected and powerful you really are. Prayer becomes your primary weapon in this fight, and God responds by sending you strength, wisdom, and supernatural protection. In your prayers, you'll find the courage to face any spiritual opposition and the faith to trust that God's protection is stronger than any force that comes against you. As we've discussed recognizing this spiritual attack, I want to help you stay prepared for future spiritual warfare warnings as well. If these urgent divine messages about protection resonate with your spirit, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to receive more time-sensitive spiritual alerts. Your spiritual safety depends on staying connected to these divine warnings. Pay attention to the people in your life who might feel threatened by your recent progress or blessings. This spiritual attack didn't start randomly. Someone specific began this 20 minutes ago because they're experiencing jealousy, envy, or competition toward you. Think about recent conversations where someone seemed less supportive than usual, or people who've been asking too many questions about your success, relationships, or good news. The person who started this might be someone you wouldn't expect, because jealousy often hides behind fake smiles and false congratulations. You might notice that someone who used to text you regularly has gone quiet, or someone who was always friendly now seems distant or cold. These behavior changes aren't coincidences. They're signs that this person's heart has shifted toward. You trust your intuition when someone's energy feels different around you, even if you can't explain why. God gives you spiritual discernment to recognize when people's intentions toward you have changed. Don't feel the need to confront this person directly, because spiritual warfare is fought in the spiritual realm through prayer, not through arguments. Your awareness and spiritual protection are more powerful than any confrontation could ever be. Remember, you're not facing this spiritual attack alone or unprotected. The moment this person started sending negative energy your way, God activated his army of protection around you. Right now, as you hear these words, guardian angels are surrounding you, creating a shield of light that no darkness can penetrate. Spiritual warriors are stationed at every entrance to your life, your home, your workplace, your relationships, and your future plans. This divine warning is proof that God's protective system is working perfectly in your life. Every prayer you speak creates another layer of spiritual armor around you, and the universe itself responds to defend your peace and progress. The person who started this attack has no idea that they're fighting against God's chosen protection over your life. Their negative intentions will return to them multiplied, while you remain safe under divine covering. Feel grateful for this immediate spiritual response, because it shows how precious you are to God and how seriously He takes threats against your well-being. The fact that you're hearing this warning exactly 20 minutes after someone started this spiritual attack shows God's perfect timing working in your life. This isn't a delayed message or a coincidence. It's precision divine intervention designed to protect you at the exact moment when your spiritual defenses needed to be activated. When spiritual attacks happen, timing is everything, and God's spiritual clock never runs late or early. This perfect synchronization proves you're living under constant divine supervision, connected to a loving plan that watches over every moment of your day. As you recognize this incredible timing, let it build your confidence in God's protection system. Each precisely timed warning confirms that you're never alone or forgotten, even when attacks come from unexpected sources. Pay attention to how often God's guidance comes at exactly the right moment, because these experiences aren't random. They're evidence of a divine protection plan created specifically for your life. Keep your heart open to these perfectly timed messages, because the more you recognize them, the stronger your spiritual connection becomes. Just as you receive these urgent divine warnings about spiritual attacks, your support helps us continue sharing time-sensitive spiritual protection with others who are under attack right now. A small super thanks of $5, $10, or $20 allows these critical warnings to reach people who need immediate spiritual defense, just like you did 20 minutes ago. As you prepare to defend yourself from this 20-minute-old attack, believe that this spiritual warfare will make you stronger and more spiritually aware than ever before. Just like physical exercise builds muscle through resistance, spiritual attacks build your faith through the act of overcoming them. God arranges these challenges not to harm you, but to reveal just how powerful His protection really is in your life. Focus on taking immediate spiritual action, because your response in the next few hours will determine how quickly this attack loses its power. Start speaking protection prayers out loud, because your voice carries spiritual authority that demons and negative energy must obey. Visualize God's white light surrounding you like an impenetrable bubble that deflects all harm back to its source. Thank God for warning you about this attack, because gratitude activates even stronger spiritual protection around your life. Stay authentic in your faith during this battle, because your genuine relationship with God is the strongest weapon you possess. Every moment you spend in prayer and positive confession makes you more spiritually powerful and less vulnerable to future attacks. As you defend yourself from this attack, make it a habit to say, "I am protected by God's light and love," every hour for the rest of today. Speak these words with complete authority, because your voice carries divine power that spiritual attacks cannot withstand. This simple prayer creates immediate spiritual armor around you that grows stronger each time you repeat it. When worry about this attack creeps into your mind, pause and visualize yourself surrounded by brilliant white light that burns away all negativity sent your way. Use this time to connect with the divine power inside you that's greater than any force working against you. Trust that God is turning this attack into a blessing, and begin thanking Him right now for protecting you from harm you can't even see. When you fill your thoughts with gratitude and faith instead of fear and worry, you create an atmosphere where miracles happen and enemies retreat. Place your hand on your heart and feel God's love flowing through you, washing away every trace of negative energy that was sent your way 20 minutes ago. During this spiritual battle, you're not just learning to protect yourself, but also becoming someone who can help others recognize when they're under spiritual attack. This experience is giving you wisdom that you can share with friends and family who might be suffering from unexplained negativity or sudden problems in their lives. Each day brings new opportunities to use your spiritual discernment to help others identify the source of their struggles. As you pray for protection and connect with God about this attack, remember to intercede for other people who might be targets of spiritual warfare right now. Your experience can encourage others who feel overwhelmed by negative energy they can't explain or understand. Use your testimony to bring hope to someone else's spiritual battle. Embrace each day as a chance to build a network of spiritually aware believers who support each other through prayer and understanding. In this journey, we grow stronger together, creating a community of faith that recognizes spiritual attacks and knows how to fight back with divine authority and protection. In closing, as we face this spiritual attack that started just 20 minutes ago, let's move forward with heightened awareness and unshakable confidence in God's protection. Be prepared to recognize future spiritual warfare before it gains power, face invisible enemies with visible faith, and celebrate each victory. Along the way, trust in the power of immediate prayer and in God's instant response to protect you from harm. You are on a path to spiritual victory, surrounded by divine love and defended by heavenly armies. Keep saying, "I am protected by God's light and love," and watch as this attack weakens and fails. Remember that whoever started this against you has already lost because they're fighting against God's chosen protection over your life. Your spiritual awareness is your greatest weapon, and your faith is your strongest shield. If this urgent message has helped you recognize and defend against this spiritual attack, please like this video immediately and subscribe to our channel. For more sensitive spiritual warfare warnings. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a critical alert about attacks against your life. When you share this message with others, you're creating a spiritual shield over people who might be under attack right now without knowing it. Each person who receives this warning through you becomes part of your spiritual army of protection and prayer. Dear Lord, please give us victory over this spiritual attack that started 20 minutes ago, and the wisdom to recognize future warfare before it can harm us. Surround us with your angels, and let our enemies' plans fail completely. Amen. If this message has opened your eyes to spiritual warfare or helped you defend yourself from this attack, consider showing your appreciation with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20 or more. Your support helps us continue sharing these urgent spiritual warnings with others who are under attack and need immediate divine protection. Please share in the comments if you felt this attack today or if you've experienced similar spiritual warfare. Also tell us what other spiritual protection topics you'd like to hear about in our next videos. Your experiences help us bring you the most important guidance for spiritual battles. Take these specific steps right now for maximum spiritual protection. First, pray out loud for the next 5 minutes, asking God to return this attack to its source multiplied. Second, play worship music or spiritual songs in your home to shift the spiritual atmosphere around you. Third, call or text someone you trust and ask them to pray for your protection today. Fourth, avoid making major decisions for the next 24 hours while this spiritual battle settles. Fifth, watch for signs that the attack is weakening. You'll feel lighter, more peaceful, and your natural joy will return. Sixth, maintain spiritual vigilance for the next week by praying protection prayers daily. Remember, spiritual attacks have time limits, and this one is already losing power because you know about it.